Ready? Go ahead.
He says to me, Tommy, you're going to be a cop? And I says, yeah. He said, if you be a cop, you be a straight cop. Because if you don't, nobody respects you. Not your side or our side. And I thought it was nice enough, he liked me enough and admired me enough, respected me, to give me advice like an uncle, saying, hey, you're going to be a cop, be a straight cop. That's all I ever was.
Well, just for the audience, can you give me your name again?
Yeah, Tommy Gatto.
And?
Carmine Caridi.
Okay, well, this is number two.
That's not my real name.
What is your real name?
D'Artagnan L'Amour.
D'Artagnan L'Amour.
My uncle used to sign at the motels with his mistress.
Nice. Come on, now we're going to talk a little bit more about you. Tell us.
I'm enjoying him.
Me too. I really enjoyed it. We'll get back, but I want to know something. You know, you work with so many greats.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you had any stories you would like us to hear about. And I need you to speak up a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
It's my sexy voice. Sometimes when I think, am I that good? You know, then I think of the directors I work with. Coppola twice, Lumet twice, Carl Reiner, Mel Brooks, Arthur Hiller. I mean, they wouldn't hire me if I was a bum. They hired me. You know, 'cause they like my work. And that's the thing that gets, and the actors I work with. I mean, the people I work with were tremendous.
What did you learn from them?
I learned from Tom Hanks, and he's way younger than I am, but we did I did other parts besides being a gangster.
Right.
I was in the Money Pit, and Tom Hanks and I did a scene. And then after the scene, Tom Hanks said, wait, this was great, let's do another scene. Benjamin, the director, a friend of mine, no, that's enough. You know, but, I mean, Carl Reiner was so, Mel Brooks taught me more about comedy in one day than I did my whole career. He was so funny. The crew was laughing. He was hysterical, this guy. But I gotta tell you a story with him and I. When I did Life Stinks. I don't know if I told you this, I auditioned for the part. And he said, that's great comment, but I'll tell you what, I have another actor in mind for this. And if he doesn't do it, you got it. Do you mean Paul Sorvino? I knew Paul was the guy. He said, we can't find him. I'll go home tonight and I'll call Rudy DeLuca, who was my buddy, his partner, and I'll give you his phone number. Okay, good. I go home, I get a call at 6:30 at night, it's Rudy. You know, I said, we're walking to our car. And I said, what are you Savino for? Carmine was great, he's good, book him. So in other words, that's how it happened, in other words. But I always leave room for another actor. I never put down another actor. I said, I'm better than him. Yeah. But no actor's better than the other.
No.
Jay, we're just different from one another. And I told you, every time they ask me about Jimmy Carter, you were better than Jimmy Carter, Sonny. Not better, different. Jimmy was wonderful. You know, people love to knock actors. You should knock actors. You know, they work hard. They do their best, you know. So I never knock another actor unless I'm not very fond of. Well, I'm not going to mention his name, but anyway, what I'm saying is we got to pull for each other. You know, we got to pull for each other. I mean, we're all we have, you know.
It's true.
And we got to share information. We got to love each other, care for each other, and because it's common, it goes around, you know. I feel delighted when a friend of mine gets work. I'm delighted. I mean, that's wonderful. How can you say, no, you know, the worst thing you do is to be bitter and angry and jealous. It's the worst thing in the world, especially for actors, I think.
You don't need the adjective.
Huh?
You don't need the adjective.
No, not only that. If you get known as a complainer and a jealous man, that comes out.
Oh yeah.
That comes out. I can say one thing, and not bragging about myself, but I'm a pretty well liked actor because I'm straight and I don't interfere with somebody else's life, acting life, you know. I mean, when they took the part away from Sonny, I had offers of interviews, you know. No, Jimmy is Sonny Corleone.
That has to be the most asked question about you.
Oh.
Wherever you go. But in a way, you know, come on, I was thinking about that, and by not getting the part, that puts your name out there so
You got it.
much.
You got it. I did The Gang That Could Shoot straight after that. I did this. I did
Funniest book I ever read. The funny book was that.
What this director was terrible. He didn't do it justice.
No, I mean, the book was
But,
funny.
I mean, I worked with Jerry Oldback.
Yeah.
You know, just to work with this guy, it's like so easy. He was such a wonderful actor.
One of my favorites.
I mean, you learn from it. See, when I see good actors on television or movies, it's a free acting lesson, JJ. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
It's a free acting lesson. You take what they have and you, like, when I watched Sorvino play Phil Romano in that championship season, I learned that. What I took the thing with the beard when he covered his tie, I mean, I learned from him. And that performance was part his.
Well, that's what isn't that acting is about, observing.
Well, do you know that Laurence Olivier had stage fright for 12 years? I read
No, I
his
didn't
book.
know that.
Oh, faces, but he conquered it, you know, because he was so great. And you get I think the English, I call them the English mafia, Richardson, Michael, you know, all
Yeah,
those guys.
Red Graves and all
John
the,
Mills and all that
John
stuff.
Giegold,
Because they start when they're 12 years old.
they study.
You know, and their ensemble work can't be beat. Can't
Even today, if you look at all the stars in the movies today, they're from Australia,
Yeah, right.
England. Why? Because
Like, I love Liam Neeson.
they
I
study.
love Liam Neeson. I love him. He's so good.
good actor.
He did a movie called Taken, and then Taken
Yeah,
2.
I saw that. Yeah. He's really a good
And
actor.
he's a good actor. And I love good actors. I love bad actors. I see a guy that doesn't really know the craft. I say, God bless him, let him learn, you know, let him come in there. Some of the young actors today are marvelous. I mean, they're marvelous.
And most of them come from abroad. They don't come from
You
here.
know, like you got Matt Damon.
Well, he's
You got
not. He's
what's
been
his
around
name,
for a while.
Ed Norton.
Ed
Ed
Norton.
Norton.
You got
Affleck.
Affleck, and I love, what was it, all those young actors I just love. I mean, Franco, I mean, they're good. So why not give, the bad thing today in this business, JG, I'll tell you this, young actors can't get an agent because they have no experience. There's nobody that builds careers today, that's what upsets me.
They don't.
My career was built by different people.
Right.
You know, and as I say, you can have all the talent in the world, you don't get that break, it's
Yeah.
all over.
It's
There are
true.
probably so many good actors work in the shoe factories now, and they should be acting.
I'll bring a name to you that you must remember. Tom Zignarelli. Tommy
Ah,
Zig.
Tommy, God rest his soul.
Yeah.
Tommy and I were very honest with each other. Did you see him in Thief?
I saw him in everything he did. He's a good director too.
He's a wonderful guy. He's a wonderful guy. And the thing is,
Degenerate gambler.
well, Tommy, you were in that Jimmy Ray group. I mean,
Yeah,
They were all
right.
drunks.
Yeah.
Well, you know, but what I saw,
Tommy Z.
no, I taught the big actor, Jason, what's his name?
Oh,
Patton, he played Patton.
yeah, right. Josie
What's
Scott.
that? I saw him hit a guy. They were all, I mean, Vince Ryan,
Yeah,
you had Ralph Waite,
right.
you have all those guys, we all hung out, and
And Jimmy Ray.
I gotta tell you funny stories.
We just had a memorial for Ralph Waite.
Yeah,
And
I saw one day, Pacino had just done, let's see, he did
Serpico?
right after Godfather.
Yeah.
So, and I said, well, you know, and they gave him a hard time on the first Godfather, until he did that, the scene of looking at his father in the coffin, but that's what turned him around. So now, I said, now he's sitting with his felt hat instead of his cloth hat, beautifully dressed. I say, Al, how'd they treat you in Godfather 2? Well, you kidding me? I'm dying here. I'm in the bed, I'm dying. I'm viral pneumonia. These guys are coming here. These doctors can't talk English. Francis wants me on the set. I'm dying here. Well, fuck him. I'm a millionaire. Pacino's a good guy, but he was just robbed from his business manager. Millions.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
And I know Michael Douglas, who's a very classy, wonderful man.
Well, his son.
And, well, no, I'm talking about Michael.
No, I know, but it's Michael's son.
Yeah, and
You know,
then
he turned out to be a rat.
Did he? I don't know that. But anyway, and then, I'll tell you a great story. I'll tell you, when we was all, not starving, but just getting started, and improvisation with all the comedians would come in, and you know, late night, nobody would, Bette Midler sang there. Now, Bette Midler is in Fiddler on the Roof, and I'm in La Mancha. Now, we had to go to another theater to audition, or to see the guy they were filming fiddler on the roof. So I see her there and we're talking and so I said, excuse me. Now, years go by and I'm in Vegas. I'm at the Mirage. Somebody lent me his suite. And I hear that Bet is performing at the MGM. So I asked the guy, the guard, I said, how do I get up to see you? Go up to the 29th floor, leave a note. So I left a note. Next day I'm sitting in the Mirage and I get a phone call. Carmine, yeah. This is Bet Miller's assistant. There's 2 tickets waiting for you in VIP section. I mean, you know, then I saw her in a restaurant and I'm hugging Michael Douglas, you know, and I want to hug too. So she turned around, we hug each other. Those people in that early life of my business were
The
wonderful
best,
people.
yeah. I'm
No
a big
jealousy
fan of
whatsoever.
hers,
No jealousy, that's what I loved about it.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
When you were in Vegas, did you know Gene Kilroy out there?
No.
He's the one that set everything up out there.
But I was sitting at the blackjack table, I'm on third base, so there's somebody at first. So the guy said, you're an actor, aren't you? I said, yeah. I hope it would end there, right? So his wife says, what have you done? I said, ma'am, if I tell you what I did, we'll be here for 2 weeks. Well, how about your autograph? Ma'am, you don't even know. You want my autograph? Well, my children. If you don't know me, your children are going to know me, you know? So please, I want to play blackjack, you know? You had to tell these people, leave me alone, you know?
Yeah.
But that's the price of your face.
Yeah, sure, everybody, especially your face.
Yeah.
And being as tall as you are back then.
Well, I was 6'4", now my cane I'm about 6 foot.
Yeah, 6 foot was big, but I mean, you stood out.
Well, you know, it's luck. I'm a lucky actor. You got to look at it that way. Luck.
You're not only a lucky actor, you're a grateful actor.
No, but you're grateful. And when you're lucky,
Yeah, that's what I hear.
You get to where you better have you better have you better have the stuff. You know, you better have the stuff, the chops.
Oh, yeah.
You better have the chops.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. It's a lovely career, a great childhood, great career. A couple of bumps, you know. Like I almost died twice in this town, you know, with diabetes, this, that, infections, you know. Because, you know, when we were a kid in New York, you never thought of going to the doctor until your parents brought you there, you know. But I had great uncles, 7 great uncles, my mother's brothers, and everybody helped each other. There was, you know, I'm grateful, very grateful. Very grateful.
And what were some of your favorite roles that you played?
Well, as I said, the favorite one was Prince of the City. Then, God, that's tough. I love Summer Rental. I love Money Pit. And The In-Laws was one of my favorite.
Great movie.
Because
Funniest
so why did they?
Sandy Duncan and-
Yeah, why did, no, it was not the second one with Michael.
No, the
Douglas.
first
It was
one.
good with Peter Falk.
and Sandy Duncan.
No, Alan Hopkins. I don't know if Sandy. I didn't know.
Yeah,
Sandy
she
Duncan.
played.
Well, anyway, that scene opened up on me first time. Now, JJ, I never thought I was really a good-looking guy in the sense where, you know, I saw myself in its first scene. I looked like Tyrone Power. I was thin. I did my own stunts jumping over, you know. It was a different time. It was different, younger, you know.
Yeah.
And, but I'll tell you, my last film was Havana. And they put me on tape. 4 months later, they called me to get to San Domingo. And what's his name? Sidney Pollack, right? He hated me. For some reason, I think he was sorry that he hired me. I was the captain of a ferry ship. That's what I'm going to America before Castro came down. And I said, he said, come on, you're not on the street corner talking to the guys. I don't think you're caring for your passengers. So it hurt me a little bit, you know. Now I come back next day to do my close-ups. And in the middle of my close-ups, he starts throwing lines over the camera at me. Do this, say this, say this. He just threw me. Then he said, it's an audio, let's do an audio. I knew, as soon as I saw the film, you heard my voice, Redford, this guy, that guy. I think somehow he just didn't like my work, yet he hired me, so I don't know, it bothered me.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And you could feel that as an actor.
But like,
It's,
between Coppola and Lumet, they were all great directors. I mean, Carl Reiner, I mean, Mel Brooks. I mean, how can you go wrong with those guys?
Sure.
Now, after I finish Life Stinks, I get a call from Mel's office, doing Men in Tights. Come down and pick out the part you want. No audition, but I was doing something else at the time. So it's a great life, great experience, and great career. And I loved every minute of it.
Well, if you tell me, if you were going to ask Carmine and something, what would you ask him?
Good question.
Wow, I got to think about that more.
Me too.
I'd ask Carmine.
I would ask Carmine, you've had a great acting career, obviously, we've been talking about it. Your personal life, what would you have changed about your personal life?
My mother and father living to a riper age. No, I don't know. I'll not answer that. I got a good person. You always have bad and good times, but as long as you wake up the next morning and start all over again, that's all you need. And I love helping people. That's a big thing with me.
Why?
Because I just feel that people in need have to be dealt with, and you just can't. A friend of mine calls me, I'm sleeping in my car. Yeah, you're supposed to go to sleep that night thinking of your friend sleeping in the car. You gotta help.
You think that comes from the old neighborhood where
Of
the
course.
poverty,
Comes from my mother, comes from my
Yeah.
father, my brother, my sister.
and when you came over, everybody ate. You couldn't. You didn't. Well, you know, you're Italian. We're Italian.
I'll be with my friend Charlie, who you should get on this show, Charlie Guardino.
I'd love to have him, man.
Yeah, I'll tell him. I'll give you.
All Italian actors come first when it comes to this show.
I'll give you his number before he. I'm about to say something. I was going to say.
We were talking about the poverty and.
Oh yeah. I saw his house. His mother was, I think,
Hungarian.
Hungarian, and his father was Italian. I go up there, come 5 o'clock, I couldn't get out the door. Sit down, you're gonna eat.
You gotta eat. That's good.
And she made like chicken paprikash, that meal there. Two most wonderful people, like my parents, that cared about Charlie's friends.
Do you cook?
I heat.
You eat.
No.
But was it a time when you
I don't
loved to
start from
cook?
scratch. I make it a raw piece of. I haven't eaten red meat in over 40 years because when I was doing a play in Kansas City, they took me to the stockyards. That was it. When I saw they doing those cows, that's food. And I chicken, and mashed potato. You know, I do all that stuff once in a while, but I like to send out, for stuff like that. There's a terrific restaurant called Greenwich Village. They make the best.
Greenwich Village, it's called?
It makes the best, some of the best cheese raviolis with Alfredo sauce
Really?
you've ever tasted. And then they other things. They have Italian. They have sandwiches. They have salad. And I do that once. Then I have Chinese food.
I love Chinese food.
The rice on La Cienega, the rice restaurant.
There's a great one there over by you in West Hollywood.
Yeah, La Cienega.
No, on Santa Monica and Fairfax.
Yeah, listen, now this Chinese restaurant just turned. Now they serve sushi, which I love. So you got Chinese, you got Japanese right next to each other, and it's a good life, JJ. I don't know.
Believe it.
I can't really single out one thing, but I had a great mother, a great father. My father used to sleep in his cab 2-3 days. We didn't see him for a while because he wanted to make money. My mother was wonderful lady, very honest, loved good looks, and my sister Nancy, she just died about a year ago. Great woman. Her husband, Frank, who's dead now also, won the Purple Heart, and his son-in-law was reading the papers with the Purple Heart. He went into the fire to bring out a guy, carried out a guy. He was a real hero. I never knew until he read it to me.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful.
Well, it still is a wonderful life for you.
Oh yeah, well,
You meet your friends every Monday.
yeah, but I wish some of my friends were doing better. It bothers me.
We all wish that.
Yeah.
Do you like to cook, Tommy?
I cook all the time.
Yeah.
He's,
What do you
he's a great cook. He cooked me a birthday dinner. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
His 80th birthday party, we had a bunch of his friends over and stuff, and I had to make sure I
Excellent.
did the right thing.
Excellent.
But yeah, I love to cook. I learned from my mom, rest her soul. And my father was a good cook too, even though once in a while, when my old man made the sauce on Sunday, I really enjoyed it. It was like my mom, and they're both great cooks, my grandparents. So I like to cook for my daughter. My daughter lives with me now. We live over here, and she moved in with me because she works for the studios too, my kid. And she loves, hey Dad, you cooking Sunday? Of course, you know, that's the thing. Make my meatballs, make my sauce, not my gravy, not my sauce.
I like all
And
that.
no, I do love to cook, I do.
That's a dying art, though. The Sunday gravy or sauce. You know,
Well-
the family being together.
You know Al Martino, right?
Yeah.
Al Martino.
Right, yeah.
So we were all in Rome doing Godfather 3. Al Russo, he's gone now, God rest his soul.
Yeah,
He's gone. But he invited me over for dinner. What a great cook, you know? But you couldn't step in the kitchen, you couldn't help him clean up. Get out, get out. He was like one of those, you know.
fanatics,
I
yeah.
couldn't relate to that. It's anybody else.
So now, we're in Rome. So Al Martino got the apartment in Rome from Cafe Roma's boss. You use it when you're there. He invites me and Al Ruscio over for peppers, sausage and peppers. Right. That time I was eating pork. But Al only ate the sausages because the peppers gave him agita.
Uh-huh.
So Al Martino went crazy. You gotta eat the peppers. Now, a lot of us were on hold for 4 weeks and you can't go anywhere, right? George Hamilton, myself, Nicky Blair, we all had, so we had lunch every day. And every day, George Hamilton came in with a new broad, all Asians. We had a good time.
I call him the sun-tanned kid.
Yeah.
God, man. Food is so important.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get one bad meal in Rome, not one.
Yeah, it's Rome. I got a friend over there, Lydia Vitali. She does the one-woman show on Anna Mangani,
Yeah.
who to me was sexy. So when Anthony Francioso, God bless him, you know, he even told me he was the
Well,
sexiest woman.
I was in the Blood Vows with him.
Good actor.
And it was Joe Penny, Falls in Love with a Wasp, Melissa Gilbert, and he shoots her at the end because she squeals. And I played Uncle Frank. I was like his bodyguard and her bodyguard. It was a lot of fun. You know, Talia Shire, you know. That's the great thing about this business. You don't really do good parts. You meet wonderful people.
Wonderful people.
And the bad people you stay away from. That's all.
Did you ever write a book or anything?
I was thinking about it. In fact, I got the great title. Failure has not gone to my head.
And it's a great
That's
title.
it.
Well, you're good.
No, I'm trying to write this one I play. It's a one-man show about a mafioso in the witness protection program. Comes out, he sees the audience. He does imitations, he dances, he does this, he does that. They yell at Joe, you got to go to the court. And then the lights dim, he starts dressing like a matador and talking to the audience. He's crying like, I killed my brother-in-law, I killed this guy, I killed that guy. You know, it becomes very serious. It's a 180 turn. And then my last line is to quote another rat more famous than I am. If they send somebody after me, but he better be better than I am.
That's the line. Somebody said that.
Gravana.
Yeah. Somebody said
So I
that.
can't put it together. I write the ending. There's so many things happening in the first hour. You know, stories.
I saw Henry Hill one day at the bus stop. He was drunk. It was on a Sunday morning. And I was looking around for a pipe or something.
Yeah, you really?
Yeah.
Would you fit him?
Oh, I'd have left him there. He put a lot of my relatives away.
Well, how about, would you have hit Serpico? No.
No, he's a cop. That's a
Would you have
different.
hit,
No, Joe Black.
I think.
The cops are different.
You know, I
that's
think
their job.
Pacino's best performance is not at Sonny, and not at Michael.
Serpico.
No,
No?
Donnie Brasco.
Donnie Brasco,
Oh,
yeah.
Brasco.
When he played Joe
He did
Black.
a fading hood like I've never seen done.
Yeah, he did. You're right. You're right.
I met Brasco. I had the opportunity to meet the real Donnie Brasco, Joe Pistone.
Yeah.
I'm in Beverly Hills at a restaurant, and the owner of the restaurant and Joe Pistone were best friends.
Uh-huh.
And my buddy Georgie, who ran the restaurant,
George Gilliam.
George Gilliam, great guy, good, one of my best
Yeah.
friends. He says to me, he says, "You're gonna meet the owner tonight." I says, "Great." I'm not mentioning the name for obvious reasons, but he goes, his best friend. He's gonna meet his best friend. Who's his best friend? He goes, Joe Pistone. I go, get the hell out of here. Now, to see the owner of this restaurant, who I know has had his share of criminal activity, his best friend is Joe Pistone. So I walk up and he introduces, George introduces me, and I says, Joe, I said, I'm a real fan of yours, and I says, I'm honored to meet you. And I know so many of my Italian friends, that rat bastard, he was a rat. I says, The man was an FBI agent.
Right.
He's an
Yeah.
Italian
That's his
FBI
job.
agent. It was his
His
job
job.
to do what he's supposed to do.
No.
Yes, a lot of people got hurt, but you know what? How many people did they hurt? I mean, give me a break.
You know, when he asked me about that, I mean, the difference between him and Henry Hill.
Yeah.
Henry Hill, you know, was supposed to do the right thing. He knew that, you know, you play, you pay.
He's a rat.
He's a rat.
Right.
He turned, you know, the bitch came right out of him.
Yep.
And a few of these others.
Yeah.
You know, even with
But-
Sammy the Bull, you know.
Joe Pistone had a lot of trouble with his wife because she couldn't understand why he was away so
Well,
long.
yeah, I mean, that kind of life, you know, it was probably a 2-month, 3-month assignment that turned into like a 4-year
Yeah,
thing.
I got no,
So-
I had no, it was like Giuliani was the only mayor, you know, the only two politicians that never were bought, both of them were Italians, was
LaGuardia.
LaGuardia and Giuliani.
Giuliani.
And he put a lot of my relatives away, but I respect the guy, he did it, that was his job.
Sure.
And the guy did it honestly.
As we say, you're a play, you're gonna pay if you get caught.
I never had, you know, when I was involved in the Robert Blake case, and this and that, and I never forget when the cops came to me in doing the trial, you know, and they said to me, the only reason we never came back to you is because we knew you wouldn't say nothing. You know, I said, what an honor. And I told them, I said right to their faces, if you guys do the right thing, he walks. You know, if they play games, then you got them. You know what I mean? But they did it right, and I told them right to their faces. I respect you guys for that.
As much as Sonny Franchisi doesn't speak, the cops respect this guy.
Oh, of course, because he was a man. You know, stood up. He got 50 years for something he didn't do.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought it was the Kennedy, Robbie Kennedy, who was a degenerate.
Well,
And I say it on the air.
yeah.
Hated Italians
Yeah, I know.
because he knew they would have been wet brains if it wasn't for the Italians, the Kennedys. You know, their father, this and that. So they really hated. He hated, and he had that little man complex.
Yeah.
You know, and I have no respect for the Kennedys. I mean, they got away with everything.
Besides, he was one that was screwing Marilyn Monroe the most.
Yeah, they were all, you
They
know,
passed her around.
he was a degenerate in my book.
You know when Marilyn Monroe died? Joe DiMaggio took charge.
Took charge.
And he
Cut everybody out.
He banned Sinatra, he banned nobody of those
Everybody.
guys that come into this funeral.
Speaking of that, do you have a website or anything that people can get you, or
I don't have a website.
well, you have an email? We'll get that later. I'll put it on. What about you,
I
Carmine?
have no computer, I don't intend to get
That's
one.
what I heard.
I think it's very, very cold. I mean,
Well,
I don't
it's
wanna
cold,
get-
but
I-
it's necessary.
No, it isn't. I want to get an email saying, I want to hear the person's voice. I
Oh,
come home,
sure.
I get my message and I call. I'm old fashioned that way.
Well, I don't even have a cell phone,
I
so
can't even turn on a phone. I don't even know how to turn on a
well,
computer.
we're gonna have to get you to see the shows on It'll be on Vimo
No,
too.
I got plenty of people that can watch
Yeah.
the show. No.
And then on Vimo, which is high definition.
Right.
You know, that's
I got high definition television.
what and it'll be on YouTube and
And
it's
the Yankees are in first place. That don't happen.
I'm a Yankee fan.
Me too.
You are?
Boston
I
Celtics
knew
and
you were.
Yankees.
Oh, I knew you were.
I
Yeah.
was born in the
I
Bronx.
got something for
My
you.
daughter's a Boston Celtic
I have a-
Yankee fan.
I
She's
am-
born here.
I'm a Boston Celtic fan.
I have a gift for you.
You have a gift,
2 gifts.
2 gifts.
These are Yankee rings, replicas.
Really?
2000 and 2019.
Let's see what they look like.
They look just like, the original cost 14,000.
I know. Take one out. Take one out so we can put it on camera
Yeah,
before the thing goes out.
but I gave you, I'll give you 2 of them, in case you want to give one to somebody. And it's hard to
Okay.
get out.
We're not gonna. I'll have to do another. We got you off camera there.
Okay.
So we're running out of time, and I want to thank. Listen, this has been a blessing.
You know what, I enjoyed his.
Wow, it's great. And you know what? After this is shown, you know, I would love to have you back another time,
Of
and we'll
course.
work on see if we can get some people together and talk about your script.
I would love that. I appreciate it. JJ, thank you for the time.
No,
I'm honored
thank
to
you.
be here with my good friend Carmine Caridi.
I want to give you Charlie Guardino's number.
Okay, but none on there.
What? No.
So I'm gonna